Good evening to one and all. Expect the unexpected. 18 minutes, huh? You guys have really done this, huh? NMIMS guys. What do you expect after Mr. Chandola and after Miss Kabir? What am I gonna say? Huh? This is really expect the unexpected for me? Huh? What am I gonna talk about? Businesses, multi-million dollar startups, education, steel industry, chai wala. No, literally, my father still has a problem with it. But he doesn't understand till date. That what do I do? How do I make a living? And why the hair? But no, this has been a beautiful journey, a very difficult one. Everybody who has been here has had this. That life is beautiful, but life is a roller coaster ride, and life is full of ups and downs. I really would like to have a pictographical sort of a journey with you guys today on a couple of very important notes that I would like to discuss with everybody today. Sigmund Freud, that these are the 5 initial years of a child. Abhimanyu had it all when he was in the womb of his mother. The initial 5 years of the life, starting from the womb and the next 5 years, where all your character is being built. Sort of everything. This is what Sigmund Freud, one of the most famous psychologists, human behavioral analysts across the world, all times, have quoted or mentioned. But again, I was a bright kid and all of that. I was 6 years old, and there was a trip that my Guruji had to come down to our city. I come from a very small town, adjacent to Indore, which is Ujjain. Our Guruji had to visit us, and there was a Diwali party. There was a big anar there, and I was fearless, as we all kids are. And it blasted. It blasted over my hand. Guys, I don't remember myself getting healed. You had a burning hand. There was only bones, they were visible. I had my 20% or 15% of my face burnt. I don't remember being healed. I remember only one thing at that point of time. My Guruji had done this on my hand and blown air. That's it. I remember that. I don't remember the pain. I don't remember being healed. And that was the first interaction of love and empathy that I had in my life. That was my yin. That was the part of half of the life that I was confronted when I was 6 years old. Now moving on. I am in class 6. I changed my school when I was in class 3rd, and now I am in class 6th. And I am confronted by I'm not sorry actually today. I am confronted by a very vicious man. Changed my belief system, or tried changing my belief system. A principal, again a revolutionary of his own time. A very strict man. He used to have a big cane, gum boots, hat. Very eccentric of sorts. A rebel in his own time. I will not name him. But he was so shallow, he was so insecure, so egoistic, that he had a problem with a 6th class guy, because he used to ask a lot of questions. A lot of questions which he didn't know answers of, or which he thought are or shouldn't be asked. Just imagine the kind of education system that we have in the country. That the questions that were asked, the teacher whose job is a mentor, a guru, whose job is to satiate the thirst of inquisitiveness. हमारे सवालों के जवाबात हम उनसे उम्मीद करते हैं, और अगर हमें वो शुरुआत में ही तोड़ देंगे तो हम उनसे आगे पूछेंगे ही नहीं. That was his basic moral responsibility, his essence of life. And what he did, he started abusing me, literally started beating the shit out of me. I was in school. 1 year passed, another year passed. I used to come first in class. I was very naughty. I started becoming naughtier. I started doing things which were fancy, bump horna, toilets torna. One day I had entered in a class, and the teacher entered after me, and the fan is like this, so the fan is like this. So it was like a chandelier, which I had beautifully crafted. I had a lot of planning. No, trust me, seriously. I would have shared pictures if Instagram would have been there. But that shattered my confidence. The first experience of a yang that I had in my life. Now I'm talking about the concept of yin and yang. The 50-50 that we all have inside of us. When we all sort of read, now it has become a lot of fancy stuff, that Rumi is available now in English, and it has been a beautiful dervish of its time. He was there in Farsi and he was there in Arabic. All the light is within. All the knowledge lies within you. The beauty in me is a reflection of the beauty in you, and the beauty in you is a reflection of the beauty that I carry. That was all shattered. Bullshitted. I literally started questioning my existence. Teacher's role is to enable you, is to empower you to become more, to be brilliant. Teacher's role turned out to be absolutely astray. Now I had to make a choice every time. मेरे को पता थोड़ा सा 18 मिनट 20 मिनट हो सकता, थोड़ा तो यार थोड़ा तो attention दे दो, अच्छी बात हो रही है. I had to make a choice. So now the series of incidences which have made me who I am. I had a Kalu Bhaiya who was a servant back there in Ujjain. Whenever Sankranti used to happen, I was a kite runner of sorts. I used to collect a lot of patang. And I used to consume 50% of it, and 50% of it was given to Kalu Bhaiya. You know what? Kalu Bhaiya died out of cancer. He was help of sorts at my place. In his last 5 years, he didn't take any salary. Didn't take any salary. Worked for free for my house because I was empathetic to his kids just that way. Another story. I have an office here. I have an office in Bombay. 2 months back, I don't know this guy. This guy came in. We used to greet each other. He wears a black parking guy. When I used to sort of park my car, he was always there. And one fine day, he comes to me and he is like, "मुझे 5,000 रुपए की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. मेरी मम्मी की तबीयत बहुत ख़राब है. मैं आपको नहीं जानता. मेरे पे भरोसा करें, मैं आपको पक्का लौटा दूँगा." अल्लाह के फजल करम से मेरे पास 5,000 रुपए थे. मैंने 5,000 रुपए बिल्कुल भरोसे से दे दिए, बिना इस उम्मीद के उस वक्त कि ये लौटाएगा कि नहीं लौटाएगा. He returned the money, and now listen to the story. मम्मी की तबीयत ठीक हुई, मैं भूल गया, and it was like a 2-month thing. After 2 months, he had gone 150 kilometers in absolute heat, nange pair, to a temple and had bought 1 kilogram piece of prasad for me. And he came to my office and he handed over that prasad and he said these words, that my mother, after getting cured, had actually asked me to do this for you and to go and pray. She's been praying ever since for you, and this is for you. I cried, he cried, we hugged. That's the power of empathy and love. One of my mentor in life, Mr. Anas Khan, he is like my elder brother. He is the torch that I have in life. He is he's the path of sorts. I've learned so much from him. A guy who has now lived in more than 20 countries, 25 countries, has been interacted with 60, 65 languages across the globe. He's been an educationist throughout his life. He talks about philosophies, he talks about psychologies, he talks about now sort of the entrepreneurial journey of consumer behavioral patterns and how to sort of have them on board, how to funnel them, what is sort of digital marketing and what is physical marketing and all of that jazz. But at the core of it, talks about faith and talks about being a good human being and talks about, I'm literally sorry, talks about, it's so strange. Talks about the education system that we have in the country. We don't grow into creativity. We don't grow into becoming a good human being. We grow out of it. With our age, with the kind of system that we have, why aren't we brilliant? Why don't sort of we have guys like these, and just imagine we have guys like these sitting with us. Why aren't we going out there and having multiple gold medals at Olympics? 1 gold or 2 gold medals in Olympics at a population of 130 billion people in a span of like past 70 years? That is what the kind of state that the country has, be it any field. The transition has just started happening for the past 10 years and it's beautiful. It's evidently seen on all platforms, these independent TEDx events, expect the unexpected events and so on and so forth. The transient phase that we have, it's been very beautiful for the past 5 years, maybe 7 years, but the journey hasn't been the same. So as I had mentioned, that we grow out of creativity, don't go into creativity. And I was talking about Anas Bhai. So one fine night, there is Chappan in Indore. Everybody knows about Chappan? Yeah. So Chappan used to stay open till like 2 lately. And we were there at Chappan. And I was pushing him. And he had a very gut feeling that something wrong is going to happen. He was trying to avoid the situation. But I was very hungry. We were there in a meeting. It was like late. It was 1 o'clock. And I was pushing him to go to Chappan and have a plate of poha at least before we go to bed or we go back to sleep. And we were like 5-7 of us, we were discussing startup ideas, we were discussing strategies and all of that, and we had gone to Chappan to have a plate of poha. And you know what? In like 5 minutes, police van came in and it was all built up. So it sort of compounded. Police van might had come multiple times in the past days and had asked them to shut the shop at maybe 12 o'clock. But that day, that moment, that police van came in and they just got out of the van and they had big sticks and they started beating everybody and beating the shit out of everybody. It just happened that day that we were there, but you get the whole act of it, that it might have compounded. वो इतने दिन से आ रहे होंगे, उनको बोल रहे होंगे कि टाइम पे बंद करा करो, टाइम पे बंद करो, but it happened so that he had a very strong gut feeling that it's going to happen. And it happened, and the moment, and again I was the one who had pushed everybody there, and now there was Anas Bhai and I was just behind him and it's a split second of a thing. And the police guy was to beat him, boom! And it just somehow happened that I pushed him aside and I took the hit. I took the hit here and I took the hit here on my palm. This thing was fractured. This was 3 years back in 2016. He wrote a diary entry about this incident. How can someone who is not even my brother by blood, who is not even like my very good friend, how is it that someone can take the heat for me? And it was a muscle memory node. It was all muscle. I didn't think of it that I'm going to take the hit. I just pushed him back and I took the hit. We are best of friends till date. He is available to me always. He doesn't ask for money. He doesn't ask for any fees. He's a big, intelligent guy. He's one of the finest mentors that I've ever had in my life because I had deposited something. I had the tenacity to show, the audacity to learn and to be good. With that, all of his goodness for 3 years, I broke down, I had financial losses, I had bad decisions in my business. All of that was being buffered, catered, personally attended by him because of that one act of love. One act of sheer, without any vested interest, empathy. A very good friend of mine, and I'll name her, Mrs. Ronak. She was having a very difficult marriage. We had met, again 3.5 years back, a very difficult marriage. She was completely in depression. We started talking. Again, education system doesn't facilitate us to being heard. We here will thrive with creativity if we are heard of our ideas. If we are heard and we can make friends. If we are heard and be brilliant. So she was just not heard. Her problems were there. We started talking, we became friends, and we became friends. Guys, trust me. I used to have very long days at work. My last company was valued at $15 million. I was offered an investment, like this is a VC thing. So I was offered an investment of maybe $5 million. I didn't take it. I took an operational exit from it. And now I'm into education, completely into submerged and dived. And I'm trying to sort of pull off a blinder of sorts. A blinder which talks about experiential learning, which talks about education the way it has to be, it should have been, like personal growth. And it talks about a lot of guru-shish paddhati, like the mentor-mentee relationship. that lady, so one of the outlets that I had and her house were like adjacent, and we became real friends. That lady cooked for me, cooked lunch for me for 9 months straight. Do you get this? Not just did that, she used to call me and ask that have I eaten or not. She used to send dabbas. She used to take care of my health. She used to just come and see that if I'm okay or not, if I've slept properly. Again, a beautiful incidence of compassion and empathy. So when I was talking about that principle, the yang that I had hit early in my life, and then when I had talked about my Maulana Sahab, which was the yin of the positive side, and the white and the yang, which was the negative side, and the black, it is within us. It is always our individual choice to act on every individual situation. Now, why am I talking about philosophy and maybe a mix of spirituality when there was or there had an assumption that I'll talk about entrepreneurship? I really believe by spiritual awakening we can actually feed, thrive, and become a fantastic entrepreneur. We have to have understanding that life is difficult. We have to have an understanding that life will not always be fair. We have to develop empathy. I'm telling you guys, I've used this word a lot of times, but trust me, we have to develop an angle that goodness, which is out there, very easily accessible to everybody, that us, everybody have. We are beautiful people. We all have best friends. We all have our parents in whose eyes we are the most beautiful creatures or creations God has ever sent. So there are people who love us. They leave their packages worth 25 lakh rupees, 50 lakh rupees. They will do all-nighters. They'll work 7 days a week, and we'll make ideas, we'll sort of make apps, we'll do the customer behavior analysis, and we'll do all of that. And they're doing all of that because of the fact that they're aligned with the vision. I really plead and request the youth sitting here to align with themselves first, align with the kind of vision that they have, align with love, empathy, and understand that this world is really a beautiful place. Every one of you here is here because of the fact that you deserve to be here, and the world requires us to be here to fulfill a very important role till the end of the world and till eternity. I'm really thankful for this opportunity, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.